Glenn Farley is here, and what can you tell us about the shutdown's impact on air travel?
Well, it was starting to really bite. You know, you've been hearing for weeks how some TSA checkpoints had to be shut down and consolidated with others at some airports because of offers calling in sick. Some actually living in their cars at airports because they couldn't afford gas for the commute. A staffing shortage getting worse. This morning, a new milestone as the Federal Aviation Administration issues a brief ground stop at New York's busy LaGuardia Airport, halting flights because of a staffing shortage. LaGuardia, just part of the nation's, make that the world's global aviation network. Passengers impact.
It looks like every single flight I rebook on just keeps delaying me.
In the tiny airport in Monroe, Louisiana, some flights canceled because of a shortage of TSA agents.
And the shutdown.
This week at SeaTac, we saw protest. And as the week wore on, flight attendants, pilots, and air traffic controllers sounding the alarm on safety.
And now we're getting to the point where the human element's taking over, and I'm getting people coming to the office to shed tears.
Controller Alex Navarro is union president at the Seattle En Route Center in Auburn. That center controls traffic between airports over northwestern states. He says worries about money are distractions they can't afford in a job that requires complete focus.
Not to mention our safety layers that have been removed because we can't allow these people to be at work. Quality control, quality assurance, safety meetings, those aren't happening right now.
For Alaska Airlines, now the country's fifth largest, one local impact has come at the expense of flights out of the new passenger terminal at Payne Field. Now put off till March because the FAA didn't have the personnel to complete the last steps to opening this new terminal. Brad Tilden, Alaska's chief executive, writing in yesterday's blog, quote, "We can expect the shutdown will become much more disruptive to the aviation system if it continues much longer." And that in the aviation industry, it takes a complex orchestra of airline, government, and other employees to keep our system operational and to ensure flyers get to where they're going in a timely and safe manner. Tilden went on to write that the aviation business represents some 7% of the economy. I mean, think about it. There are 3,000 to 5,000 flights over the U.S. at any given moment, and a big piece of that economy is right here in Western Washington at Boeing and all the companies that make parts and provide services. All the airliners that are going to those airlines.
Okay, so the president signs the bill, reopens government. How soon will everything get back to normal?
Well, that's the big question. So we've lost more than a month. So the entire month of January, part of December, blown out here. So one of our drone pilots, licensed, he has to go get his license renewed. Am I going to get that back? Even if he goes to a private renewal that's in sort of a center at an airport, where that's kind of the extension of the FAA. The FAA says you're authorized to do that on our behalf. The FAA still sort of needs to process on the back end. When is that stuff going to get done? I mean, there's proposals that are made. There's all sorts of certifications that have to happen. All kinds of things that didn't happen. So now, if you were expecting something to come in February or March, whenever, new runway,
pushed back.
It's all pushed back.